listening to the channel Tell and Tell. And I'm here today to continue the conversation that I do, and I will do probably more frequently right now. Today I want to talk to women. And as I've been myself pushed into defending myself to reach my goal of being what I was supposed to be for quite a while right now. And as I've been pushed into situations that are very disturbing when we think about it, now we have moved further, and we are now at action time. And I would like to call upon women. And I just want to tell you this is over my life right now, I've seen many people, and women has been example of strength, of intelligence, of discernment, and all capacity that are required to be excellent managers of their own life, their own decisions. And for love, women had been compromising a lot of their good strength to respond to requests for men. Not that we don't like men, we just need to step further and recognize that we have all those qualities, and we have to be very concerned about how we've been moved out of that man's world for so long, and I would say 2,000 years right now. And it's very important that we look at it in the eyes. And we've been compromising for our dream to have a family, at choosing a man that had request, boundaries, way of seeing women, way of wanting women to be to their request, to their command, to their requirements. And I think we have to draw a line now. And we have to understand that we've allowed it to happen. And as much as I've been fighting all my life to be who I am, and it's still very difficult to move further of some people, and men mostly, that would like me in my corner, shutting up and not moving forward. And I am actually every woman out there. I don't believe I'm more exceptional than any other one. The only thing is I've been maybe doing it deeper in the past 10 years to reach that point, to free women and to allow them to retake the control of their life on that planet. We've been thrown destruction of humanity, and we've been thrown, requested from men in strategy and culture that is allowing more men to buy in that strategy. And I'm referring to the World Economic Forum. Every time they make decisions about women, they control humanity, because women is the womb to construct human on that planet so it can continue. We are the strongest human being on earth. And that is the main reason why the men are putting those rules in religions, in businesses, and in families and governmental services where it serves the finance instead of serving what is required to keep that humanity going. Women have been fighting for themselves, for the kids, to raise family on their own because men were quitting for more sexy women to explode their power. And I'm not going to explain more, that you all understood what I want to be. We've affected women, younger ones, saying that all we will like from you is when you show your boobs, your belly, so we can be excited by you. For that, ignoring and undermining any intelligence linked to women, making it just a service to a power that goes up here or up down there. And it's rude and it's crude, but we all know that's the truth. And I'm old enough and I've worked close enough to men to tell you that most of them prefer women under them. Because women, we are not emotional. We have discernment. We don't have anger. We're out of patience of having men that are looking for their mother in us or wanting to continue to behave like kids all their life. That's a reality. I don't say all men, and I want to make sure that I don't get misunderstood. But all women, we know exactly. We know what are the rules. And if we don't, we need to get into it. It's been a fight for centuries, women, to take our place. We don't need to take man's place. We need to be who we are as individuals. Believe in ourselves, believe in our truth, in our difference, and make it something that is extraordinary. No one should tell you that because you're a woman, you're not enough. And it's been a trend around the world. Islam being probably the worst one, that has even put description in their religion of how much a woman should not reach the ceiling of their requirements. And it's been a fight for them. And if you're betrayed, and if you know you're going to be beaten, you're going to agree to your man, because it's a life survival. And it's very much a Stockholm syndrome, where you finally accept to be less in exchange to not being beaten. But in our modern society, women, we have, without any description or religion, allowed it to happen. Letting in those relationships, men diminish who we are because of emotional. sensitivity, self-power, knowing what is base requirement, looking for everyone, making sure everything happens, looking after kids so they're behaving in the right direction, having to fight in those relationships so we have a buy-in with men, agree in a one rule, accept that we have God's guides to make those kids sensible, emotional, close to their relationship, and having someone that would guide them. And as much as I know that most of the humanity don't like it, this is how you've been kept from the reality. The reality is whatever wants to lead that world. The only one leading is that supreme force that had created that planet for humanity, So anyone wanting to destroy humanity is directly attacking God, because they want to take the planet for themselves. They want to take it for the resources, and they don't want anyone to block them from doing it. That's the reason they want to remove humanity, because if you're still there, they have to look after you. They have to make sure that you get what you want, because you've given them all the power. That's what it is. If you give to government your own power, if you let people say that it is all you deserve because you are only a woman, you accept it and you make it a agreed consent in face of everyone. If you walk with your head up and straight, and you have your own self-power showing, try it. You'll see the difference it creates around you. If you learn to say no, this will not happen anymore. No, it will not happen anymore. You'll see things changing around you. Most of the situations that were changed around the world were made by women. Truly. And we just need to continue to show those society, starting by us, We cannot change the world if we don't put ourselves first. And I'm talking to women right now. And I've seen more and more on social media, which is wonderful because they have a lot of discernment. They have a lot of intelligence, taking the time to look at what it is supposed to be and what is the gap between what it is supposed to be and what's not happening. Just remember how women has been wanting to be recognized by getting in the field of working and abandon their kids and their family. In the 70s, women had enough to be taken as second-class human beings because They were only mothers because they were only women. And because whatever men were doing was more exceptional than what women were doing as raising humans for the earth. And it kept going. 1970s. They brought them at work, but they kept everything going. The kids and the work. And then they raised the industry to a certain level where you would have to buy more things to be recognized socially. And then again, women were affected because they had to work more and then pay the government to look after their kids, not realizing that you were putting probably 70% of your incomes into feeding government system where they would take control of your kids in daycare and uniformizing the approach of human being into being raised as being obedient from being born to becoming independent human beings. And we're just actually right now at the result of that whole project that was put in place in the 70s, 80s, 1920, 2010, 2020. It's 50 years, the 50 years plan. And the target all that time was women. And the target was that you would abandon your role as a woman, as a mother, as a person that was teaching God rules to your kids. But now your kids are raised by computers and phone, because when you don't have enough energy to do it, that's what you do. You find ways to breathe, to take the space, to stop taking charge of everything. And you probably would need to ask God regularly to take the load and request that those men get back into their life project with you. You've been doing business with a partner that is halfway in. And if it was for true businesses with those men, as we look at them in government and everything, they would not be your partner anymore. And you've just been kicking them out of your life in divorce and separation. And you've just been increasing the burden of your own life. Just because those men doesn't want to take their responsibility. They want to get back to those younger women they wanted as visually exciting them. And I'm crude, but this is such a reality we need to look in the eyes. And it's probably time that we wake up, because we have been hidden because we are the strongest. That's all it is. Look at all you've been managing. Look at everything. And most of the time, you're coaching emotionally. So we've been splitting what is a woman into services around the world. And we've asked government to do it for us because we have been, for recognition, deciding to give ourselves during that day to the industry and businesses. And what are we giving back is we're not going to take care of humanity anymore in those government and those one world order. We'll be taking care of businesses so you can continue to serve them. And let government decide how you should raise your kids, whose spirituality you want to add, so you are getting to a more of a darker way or a more positive way. And we all know that's the truth. We all know that our life was much better. Even though it was financially more difficult, it was much better when we were all helping each other. We know it. I've been working in an industry where there was a lot of people that in between each other, when someone was not feeling well, everyone was taking care of each other, going home, making sure they were okay, and making it fast come back to work. But industry has been giving everything back to services, splitting all the quality of a woman into third party. And it's been costing us our life. Because how much cost providing all those services is terrible. But you are all capable to do it if you have the time. So who are we encouraging to be? Men. Maybe we are responsible for what we have allowed to happen. What we've decided that was a better value. And we've accepted to see our kids with less happier life for this. And we are that generation. We have to ask ourselves, how are we going to change this? How can we say no and make sure that if they don't understand a no, you spell it N-O, no. You have the character. You have the personality. You have the strength because you know it. You've been with everything on your shoulder. And often with an extra kid. And we're not doing better with LGBTQ. We're just moving the problem somewhere else. Because this is the same thing. If you make a woman of a man, you're just cosmetically changing a man in a woman. I'm sorry for anyone that is there, but explain to me that it is different. So if the planet falls and you cannot have the production of your hormones, you'll be back without any sexuality. Stuck with something that is nothing coming from the creation, because the creation balances itself. You've been just serving a government that doesn't want women anymore. We are wonderful gender. We are love, and this is where it comes from. And if you were unable to find the energy to give it to your family, to your kids, and been taking like a minette because you are emotionally close to your kids, to the people you love, and you've been giving, and it makes people jealous because you're emotionally generous. It is something that has been forced in, so you abandon it for dark rules. It's been always about discrediting anything that is done by women. Look at the women around the world right now and the ones that are leading. Not that they all do the right things. I don't believe that Japan has thrown bomb to Russia for the good reason. And it's none of my business. But I question even if she's a true woman. Because war has been made by men so far. Even though they wear a dress, they're not a woman. Because being a woman is that beautiful thing of being loving, caring, intelligent, surrounding, taking care, looking after, coordinating, and looking after everything. We call it wonderful managers without university degree, but the best. So I love you, women. I've seen your intelligence. I've seen your strength and your discouragement around things that did not make sense. And I have been impressed all my life. And I remind you that I have worked 40 years close to people. As a health professional. And women are solid. And the future is on your hands. Everywhere, in all little things and bigger things. Don't let anyone, any masculine, even start a conversation saying that you have no value because you are different, because you think differently, because you approach things with your heart, with your emotions. Don't let them discredit you because you use different values that are not finances. We've been way too tolerant. For what? For I love you once in a while. And fight because we were not following their requirements, their order, or they're not partnering with you. And you keep asking for them to remember that their life is what they have to look after. And you're not a servant to their needs. They have to look after themselves. They have to look after their body. Men are requesting that women looks like mannequin. Letting them look like Humpty Dumptys. Sorry, that's truth. I am believing in women, and I'm sure that will be our way out. Take your power back. Love yourself. Never let anyone tell you that you cannot love someone, but always make sure you're respected. And no one will tell you that you're not enough. Be strong. Keep going. This is not easy, but push it. Moving forward. Look at who's doing their real stuff right now. And I'm so proud of women. I'm so proud, and I love you deeply. And I'm honored to be myself a woman. I love you. keep going. Take care of your kids. Love them deeply so they don't gap. And look after love into empty things in the future. That's the right thing to keep them out of computers. Because the brain doesn't make the difference between a computer and real life. So it's a training, a mental training that we allow. And it starts by us. Humanity will change because you've been the one taking care. And everything they've been given to women during pandemic and vaccine for kids and all that stuff is all, sadly, is all a way to transform your own humanity into something created by men, for men, in a man's world. Never forget it. The people that are doing laws, regulation are men right now. They're leading the world. They're leading your country, your state, your province, your city, and they always make rules for them. That's the reality. And I'm with God, and God has been protecting me since I started that fight. And the day I said, when they tried to kill me and to remove me from that planet, in my new title as a royal, I said, we'll save humanity and we'll use women to it. Because there's not much we can do right now. Because they all believe that they are the truth. That money is what the planet needs. And they will continue to leave you with all the trouble, being served, making you, at their service. Because this is exactly the position we are in right now. And we have to be honest with ourselves. Younger women, when you show your every part, you're just telling to men, I am just this for you. I will not control who I am. I will not love myself because I want to have that little love you'll give me for 5 minutes. Take care of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Stand up. You don't have to spend all your finance in sexy stuff to excite them. You don't have. Be yourself. You'll see the difference it will make in your life. I'm telling you, try it. Wear whatever you want, whether you feel good in it, and make sure that you express who you are and yourself and create. I love you. Take care of yourself. It is time that you learn to say no. I say it all the time. No is N-O, no. Try it. And the most difficult one is the first one. And when you'll see the reaction and how it's going to create a surprise, you're going to be able to do the second one and you'll get stronger. And the third one and you'll get stronger. And so on and so on. We are going to save this planet all together. And we all know that what's happening right now, it doesn't make any sense. I love you. Take care.